Mayor Lucas.
Hey, sorry about the delay. Long council meeting.
Yeah, we were watching. Thanks so much for joining our show today. We really appreciate it, and congratulations to you and to your staff for all your hard work on what you did today. For all of our viewers that are watching right now, and for most importantly, all of the people that were disproportionately affected by these past laws. Today is a very celebratory day, so thank you so much. Why don't you start by kind of letting us know how you feel on what happened today and how that's going to affect our city?
So I am really excited. Sometimes, you're just doing stuff and all of that. I think this is such an important move. When I was running for mayor, I kind of had a platform of marijuana decriminalization at the local level, because here's the thing that just confuses me, and I'm actually going to jump into the debate. Everybody, and I know this is kind of the normal position too, like the group, they're like, well, we like these lighter laws because then you'll get subject to the heavier laws in some sort of weird way. I've always found that to be ridiculous. Right.
Sure.
Laws that criminalize marijuana and activity like that will be used to disproportionately impact any number of people. That's just the way it is.
Sure.
And the way that we fix it is not just keeping more laws on the books that create criminals out of so many people and that are always unfairly applied. Instead, the way that we fix it is actually by getting rid of the damn laws.
That's right.
And so that's what we needed to do. And I hope the way we do this is not unlike the way that Colorado is doing it with the United States. You do one step at a time. So Kansas City has it off the books. St. Louis gets it off the books. Columbia, everybody, if we all just do that part, then finally Missourians would be sitting back and saying, oh, wait a second, right? That isn't really enforced anyway, and we can stop this incredible unfairness. And I was speaking from the heart. Nobody really cared. But when I talked about, I went to a majority white private high school where lots of people used marijuana, and certainly when they went off to college, right? None of them getting arrested, none of them getting stopped, none of them getting BS tickets that if they fail to pay, then lead to an arrest warrant, then lead to all these other problems. Whereas if you're in the inner city, in a heavily policed neighborhood or something of that sort, right, you're running into the police so much more. You're getting tickets layered on. It's violating probation for something wholly unrelated. It's screwing up so much of your life. Mm-hmm. So I think that this is a great idea. I do support full decriminalization nationally. And so I think that this is a step in the right direction. But this is a win today for sure.
Most definitely. So one of the questions that we've been hearing a lot is how will local law enforcement be instructed to handle these interactions with possession of cannabis for people that may or may not have their medical marijuana certification?
Right. So we had the police department, we didn't ask them to, but they came to testify against this, which tells me, it always tells me something kind of more positive than you would think, which is that they are opposed to it because they couldn't use it as a pretext for any number of things. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of what the issue was and what it was all about along the way. So, and by the way, my staff just brought me the ordinance on cannabis and all the issues, and I'm going to sign it live for all of you.
Oh.
I'll leave down the computer. I'll make sure I'm stuck. Right. This is the type of signing statement we need more of. All right. So there we go.
Awesome.
Here we go. It's awesome. And yes. It took too long. Happy to do it because I think it's going to make a world of difference. And people are going to know that, we're treating people fairly well. And I think we're finally progressing where we need to be here in Kansas City.
Sure, that's awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. I have a couple more questions if you have some time. So now that marijuana is officially off of the city code and ordinances as of 3 seconds ago by you signing that paper, can the city prosecutors, can they still prosecute marijuana under Missouri state law?
A city prosecutor cannot. So we're out of the business of that. The Jackson County prosecutor, so the county that has a majority of Kansas Cityans, they could still bring charges, but they made a declaration in November of 2018 that they were no longer prosecuting marijuana charges. And so if you are in Kansas City, Missouri, south of the river, unless you have a distribution level amount, obviously, right? So where you can pick up federal charges, then it's very unlikely that you're facing any type of prosecution. I say very unlikely because, you could theoretically, I guess, get some new prosecutor that comes in, rescinds the old policy and all of that. That's why I think changing rules is actually important. So that's in the south of the river part of Kansas City. For those of you who live north of the river, they have not made the same announcement on marijuana possession. I think we'll continue to try to chip away up there so that we finally get to a point, and rather than being 10 years from now, it's probably 1 year, 2 years from now, that tells us that we are living at least in a decriminalized municipality entirely.
It's great. I hate to not give you the moment to celebrate this historic moment, but what's next? What's next on the list of social equity agendas?
Yeah, and I thank you for asking that. I think my next big thing is actually getting rid of warrants for arrest for like parking tickets and non-moving violations. Right now and today in Kansas City and almost anywhere, right? You park in the wrong spot, you get hit up for a ticket, you don't pay it, you miss your court date, they put a warrant for your arrest out. And people get taken to jail on that. And they don't have to stay usually, but you go through all the process, you get fingerprints, you do all of this, you have to pay an even higher fine. We are shaking down and criminalizing poverty. So I greatly look forward to probably next week introducing an ordinance that eliminates arrest as a possibility for that. Because here's the thing, Lord knows we know this from the world of credit and all that sort of stuff. You don't need to take somebody to jail to try to compel them to pay. And it's about time our society catch up on that as well.
Most definitely. And then along with social equity movements, is there anything in the works that's cannabis related social equity? I know you have talked about giving pardons, and that's a program that's actively rolling right now, but is there any more movement in that direction?
Right, so cannabis related, probably my next big fight, and it got a little deterred by some of the things that have been going on in America the last 4 months, is probably a little more engagement with Missouri in the statewide or medical marijuana rollout, which in my view has been a disaster in many ways. I do not think it's been fair. I think that we need to create a much more equitable path that gives people more access. And so from the city side, we're going to try to see what we can do to not only lobby Jeff City, but to probably be a good model in Kansas City of how we can do better with making sure that we're equitable in the next step of medical marijuana or medical cannabis in Missouri.
Most definitely. And whenever, adult use, whenever all that passes, if you look at the current license owners, there's no minorities. I mean, very few and none in Kansas City. So, management positions, ownership positions, these are all things that we hope to see happen whenever adult use passes.
Absolutely. No, and I agree with that. I think that's going to be vital for us long term.
Awesome. Anybody else have any questions for Mayor Lucas before we let him go here? No?
Thank you for what you do.
Yeah, thank you so much for everybody in the room saying thank you, Mayor Lucas, for what you do.
Thank
really
you guys.
You. Thanks for coming on the show.
I look forward to when we can all hang out together again soon. Stay well, be safe, wear your masks, all that stuff. So I'll see y'all again soon. Later.
Thanks, Mayor Lucas.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Yep.